Welcome back to AntFarm. Today we're going to cover categories. So first we do is we create a dataset, call this buildings in this case, showing up in UI. And now we're going to go to categories. At the bottom you have view, and view is going to open another panel where we can define the categories. Inside this panel, you have three parts. The upper one covers the categories and the elements. Let's create one. So using the toolbar, go back to the command line and create a category with the name btype. Once we created the category, we can add this as an attribute to the dataset. So remember, we go here, we covered the other ones already, and we go to category. It's going to show up now. You have this one, btype in there, and we call this attribute now building type, and it shows up as an additional column. The category itself can hold elements, and these elements you can define in the same panel again. So what we do is we go over, click the toolbar button, and create an element. First one, we call it podium, and we're going to do a second one, which is going to name school. And then we're going to do another one, which is named tower. Now we need some geometry that we want to assign these elements to. So let's make 3 boxes. Lower one, well, it's going to be the podium. Then something that cuts into the podium, and we make a little higher shape, which is the tower, just pure massing for now. And the third building, which is going to be the school. Take the 3 shapes, just select all, dataset, Rhino Objects, add 2. Space or enter, and they're showing up in the UI. So inside the UI, you can select over the drop-down menu now the element that we've specified before, and each of the shapes is going to have, in this case, a different element type. And as you can see, the elements in the window over there, they have a little color attribute, and that color attribute we can use to color the geometry. The elements itself can hold properties, and the properties come with a certain property type. So what we need to do is first we need to create a property type. We're going to do one which is a string. We call this text. Now we can add these properties to the elements. So a category can hold an infinite number of elements, and inside the elements you can specify as many properties as you want. In this case, podium, school, and tower will hold one property for now, which is of type text, so a string, and we call it each of them comment. Let's make another one. In this case, we're going to make a property type of type integer. Call this number. It doesn't matter how you call them. Just use meaningful names. And we include that now to the elements. So there's already one, so we make another one. And we call this property now number of stories. The only thing you need to switch out in the command line, go to property type number of stories. Same for school. Going back, it's already the right option in the command line. Remember, it's the last option that you picked, same as Rhino does. A little spelling mistake here, and just go back, change the name. And let's do this for the last one. You don't need to do it like this. You can create one element, create all the properties on top of it, and then just copy them over. So there's a possibility of copying them. You find that in the toolbar. Once you created the properties, you can specify values inside the properties. So in this case, comment, tower including skydeck as an example. Or you specify the number of stories. For the tower, it's going to be 23 in this case. Well, you can type in whatever you want there. Comment here for the school. Well, you just say it's a public school. And the school has 5 stories. Podium, which we're going to say, well, it's a podium that includes shopping. And number of stories, we specify 3. So this is it, right? So 3 buildings, data on top of it. Well, see you next time, next session.